Hello, everyone, and welcome to Brewcast number 23, I think, for the week of January 1st, 2016. This is the first podcast of 2016. We're here. We've made it.
Yay.
We missed last week because it was Christmas. So I've got about 2 weeks worth of news, which is like 7 things. So yeah, we're back. Welcome back. We've only written Sidehan and me this week. And shirts.
The shirts are weird.
And the shirts are below you, Rivet. And to the... Well, it doesn't matter because Sidehan doesn't have a webcam. Of all the things you could have got for Christmas, man.
I am the void.
I'm pretty sure even after he gets a webcam, he's not going to use it.
Yeah, probably not.
No. No.
If I ever use
Much
it,
like
it
Armor.
would just be for the podcast.
Like Armor. He was like, yeah. People were asking, like, where'd Armor go? What happened to his webcam? It's like, he just likes being a Skype icon.
He's antisocial.
Yeah. That's why he's not here.
Picking his nose. Can't pick your nose.
Well, you know.
I mean, you can. People are just going to judge you for it.
Exactly.
So.
Well, he's Canadian. They're maple nuggets. They're nicer.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's all about the being Canadian. So yeah, Christmas was last week. Anybody do anything entertaining?
Nothing.
Yep.
I slept in.
I hung out with some family.
Oh, that's cool. Did you get anything?
Yeah, Mom was in town.
Interesting.
Did I get anything interesting?
Did you get anything interesting? Other than strange looks from the people because you were drinking on your front lawn at 4 a.m.
No. They were joining me.
Oh, I see. Oh, man.
I mean, they know where the party is. I mean, everyone wants to get kid-faced. They come to my house.
Oh, yeah. We still need to make that a t-shirt or something. What are we supposed to do? This is a little bit off topic, now that we have a topic. Are we supposed to do the ultra hardcore thing this week again?
Yeah.
I missed that.
Nobody showed up.
Nobody showed up.
It was just me and Rivet. And... Was it Armor?
Kit showed up at... Now, Kit kind of showed up.
Well, Kit's
I
got,
think
like,
he was
life
pre-gaming
things right now. So...
I think it's all an imaginary life thing.
Yeah, we're
like,
still,
honestly.
I think a lot of us still believe that Lady Kit is his right hand. Or left hand, I don't know which hand he prefers.
I've watched some of his old videos where he puts on wigs, so I'm 99% sure that it's him.
Yeah, I've seen those, and yeah.
Even the bruising is just, it's reminiscent of him beating the crap out of himself. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that Kit's his own worst enemy.
Exactly. Kit is Mrs. Kit. Kit is... I mean, he's got so many skins. He's always got the... he's always wearing the maid costume. I think that might have something to do with it.
Yeah, and I've seen pictures of his house. It's not that clean, so... it's even scarier.
Yeah. We'll get him back.
Still love the guy, though.
Kit rarely ever comes on the podcast anymore. We need to get him on more. Pi was somebody who said he was going to be on the podcast a lot, and he's dropped off the face of the earth.
He said he was going to be on the server, too.
Yeah, he made a video, and he was like, yeah, I'm going to be back. And then he disappeared, and he made another video. He's like, I'm going to be back. And I think he said like one thing in the chat, and he deleted it.
I loved that video where he said he was going to put in some of the video clips of him finding out about the pie.
Yeah.
And it was like super fast in the corner.
Yeah.
Had no audio, just random, and it was still him running around jumping.
Yeah.
I'm like,
that's pretty much all the server has turned into, is people running around and jumping. Like, I think that's my last 3 videos. It's just like, I don't have anything to do. I'm going to be able to have a house and just run around spawn. Okay?
Now run around and jump at 1080p.
Yeah, I can. I got a giant monitor. So I'm doing 1080p stuff now, which is awesome.
Which makes the motion sensitive of us even more sensitive to it. So it's great.
Oh, yeah. It's great. I can't wait to get... I'm going to get 4K next. It's going to be amazing. We're doing 4K, 144 frames per second. My computer would melt. Oh, man. Oh, it's great. I love it, though. I've been playing The Witcher 3 with it, and that game is just amazing. I love it.
I won't argue. It's definitely one of my favorite games of last year.
Oh yeah, it was on my radar. I played The Witcher 2 and I really enjoyed it, and I had some money around Christmas, so I just went ahead and got it. And I was surprised at how well it ran on my rig. because I know it's a pretty high-end game, so I wasn't having any issues.
It's forgiving as long as you're not recording it.
Yeah, I haven't tried recording any of it. I don't really plan to, because that's one of those games that I'm really getting invested in the story and stuff. And I will admit, as much as I did kind of give people a hard time about complaining about, oh, The Witcher 3's got way more story than Fallout does, back when we were talking about Fallout, that game does have a lot of really good story points.
Like, it's amazing.
I'm about 20. I think I'm 26 hours in, and I don't think I'm halfway through the game yet. I beat Fallout 4 by this point, and I was just doing random stuff. And
I think somebody's actually completed Fallout 4 in 20 minutes.
Yeah, no, that was New Vegas. That was actually one of my topics this week. Was somebody did a speed run of Fallout New Vegas in 20 minutes. Fallout games, if you just go for the story, they're not that long. But I used, according to the article, used the mark any speedrun, which means he could take advantage of any glitches and exploits, but not console commands or mods, to better his time. So he went through all of that legit just using glitches in the game, and that is insane. There's a video of it, and all this is going to be down in the link dump. You can check it out. There's a video of it. I haven't seen it yet.
It's actually... You're going to put the links in this time?
Again. I always put the links in.
Oh, I never pay attention. I never watch the podcast anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. If you go down the description, there's a thing that should say like show notes. I think it says show notes, and just click on that. It'll take you to the list of topics that we talk about this week. It's every single week.
Cool.
It's really fancy.
I'll have to ask Leachy, because he's actually been watching them and paying attention.
Oh my god, someone actually watches? I think somebody actually left a question one of these a while ago. Oh god, we're funny.
Yeah. Well, it is my son, so I mean, he kind of thinks his old man's funny.
Oh man. Just wait till
I won't judge him and his taste.
But yeah, that's crazy. People speedrun. I think somebody did Skyrim in like 40 minutes, if I remember, like a year ago. So that's crazy.
I don't think I even got out of the first village in 40 minutes.
Oh no. I mean, yeah. I love just...
I was still customizing my character after 40 minutes.
Yeah, those games... That's the one thing about Bethesda games. They give you just way too much stuff to customize. So,
oh, yeah.
Man, I just
That's why Witcher 3 is great.
The Brew Gaming Network channel
just
up to 20 subs. So, yeah.
But
anyways, Witcher...
heck?
Yeah, apparently people are subscribing. But yeah, Witcher 3, fantastic game. Fallout 4 is still my favorite game of 2015, just because I love Fallout, and I spent 70 hours in it in the first, 2 weeks. Witcher 3 is definitely it's worthy of Game of the Year. I do agree that it won Game of the Year. It's a fantastic game. It was really fun.
I'm hard pressed to decide between the two. I mean, I kind of wish that they both came out in separate years.
Definitely. The only reason I say Fallout 4 over Witcher 3 is because I'm a huge Fallout fan. But The Witcher 3, I totally agree. It's got a way better storyline. Like, basically, the storyline, if you look at it, the story of Fallout 4 and Witcher 3 are in the same realm of the same, where you're looking for your child. I know it's not Geralt's child directly, but he says it's like his adopted daughter. Spoiler alert if you haven't played the first 10 minutes of The Witcher. The first 10 minutes of Fallout 4, it's basically the same storyline. I mean, you're not like being frozen or anything in The Witcher 3, but
I think a lot of why Fallout 4 didn't make it was because it just barely come out when that happened. So
I feel like the Fallout 4 was a little bit rushed, though, in terms of the story, and that's a fault. And I've talked about this before, that all Bethesda games have, where it's a very shallow story. It's all very shallow. It's there, but it's like it doesn't go deep like The Witcher.
Well, Fallout never really fleshes out, or actually Bethesda games don't really flesh out until the DLC comes out.
No. The DLC, I'd argue the DLC a lot of times is better than the actual games, the story campaigns.
Yeah.
Like, I think one of my favorite things ever to come out of Fallout is I forget what the DLC is called. It's with the Burned Man in New Vegas. And there's like a whole thing where you're in Utah or something, running around the canyons. And it's like this whole thing about moral choice and which side do you choose, and it's stuff like that. It's absolutely crazy, and I loved that DLC.
Now, have you tried the DLC yet for Witcher?
No, I'm gonna go through and do all the campaign stuff first, or the main story, which is taking forever.
What I really like about Witcher, what they've done with the DLC compared, like the actual DLC, not the little add-on stuff like they did, like all that free stuff.
Oh yeah.
But you can actually start the game fresh. With can either you can start it and play just the DLC, and basically set everything up so you completed the main storyline. It gives you a level 30 mod character, and you just go and play that. And it's like you don't have to go in and start a brand new game.
Yeah,
like in Skyrim, I had to go back out and find the people and start those quests. It was like,
that's one of my problems. I bought all of the Fallout New Vegas DLC a while ago, and I still haven't gone back and played that just because I don't want to go back. Like, I feel like my main character, like I have a character on there that's like level 30 and it's got all the best guns and stuff. And I feel like, oh, it's kind of cheaty to go there, but at the same time, I don't want to go back and do that whole thing over again. And Witcher 3 does a lot of things. I'm gonna talk about Witcher 3 a lot because I love that game. But The Witcher 3 does that. They have a thing that you can just here's level 30. There you go, take it.
Yeah,
you don't have to worry about that.
And
so
I like that. I really appreciated that.
Something really cool.
That's a way to handle a DLC very well.
Something really cool that game does. It's not necessarily related to the DLC, but when you quit out of a game and you go back, it plays a little scene before that's like, this is what's happening right now. Like all the stuff that you've done. Like Geralt is in this city doing this thing because of this. And it's like, that's really cool. I wish you could skip it, but because I mean, there's a couple times.
Yeah, you can after a while with the spacebar, but it takes a hot minute or two.
Because there's a minute. Because I mean, there's times where I'll be like, I just got out of a part where I was doing a lot of stuff in a big city, and I was just kind of screwing around doing side quests. And it's like I'd quit out of the game to go to the bathroom or do something that's going to take more than 5 minutes, and then I'd come back and I'd have to listen to that same thing where Geralt is doing this thing. Geralt is like, I get it, I understand, but it's still a really cool feature. Because a lot of times I'll quit out of those games and be like, I don't remember what I was doing last night, and I'll just go kill something that I shouldn't have.
That happened when I was trying to play through Pokemon Silver, I think it was. I stopped playing it for a while, and then I went back to it, and I'm like, what the heck was I doing?
Yeah, I think Borderlands might do the same. One of the Borderlands games, I don't remember. But yeah, it's something that's really cool, I thought. There's a lot of stuff that games does that I'm like, whoa. So.
What else did you get on the Steam sale?
I also got Elite Dangerous, which is actually a pretty fun game that I'm going to play more of when Witcher is done. It's like a space flight sim, space trucker thing.
I was looking at that one today.
It's pretty fun. I've got a friend of mine who's really into it. He's got like 100 hours logged in it. And I don't think I would have gotten it unless I had him. But it's pretty fun if you kind of like the space flight. There's like, you could be, it's basically open world universe simulator. You get a ship, you can be a pirate, you can be a space pirate, you can be a space trucker, a space bounty hunter, just all that kind of crazy stuff. It's actually pretty fun.
So it's kind of got a privateer kind of feel to it?
Yeah. You can pretty much do whatever you want. Okay. It's kind of, it's got a learning curve. It's got a pretty steep learning curve is what I've noticed. I did all the tutorial stuff and I was kind of confused until my friend came in and explained a lot of it to me. And it's got a lot of moments where you're just like, wow, it's really stupid. A lot of the space stations are really, really confusing to navigate. So, but it's pretty fun.
Yeah. I used to love the space simulators, and then I just kind of got lost in them.
Yeah.
The last one I tried was EVE Online, and I was just like,
yeah, I've heard a lot of people.
Got a buddy of mine that's completely addicted to that game, and I'm like, he sent me like a free, like 2-week pass or something like, or a month, and I played it for a couple of hours. I'm like, God, this is gorgeous. Then I started doing things, and he gave me a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I just flew around, and people started shooting at me, and I died. I'm like, okay, well, that's like every other game I played. Thanks.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy game. I like the idea of it. I really like space games and stuff like that. And it's kind of like it does. I'll admit, it's got a very steep learning curve. So I mean, it's not one of those things you can just hop into and like, oh, 20 minutes, I understand everything that I'm doing. Like most games, it's like, okay, I need to jump to this planet, and the star map makes absolutely no sense. And apparently, I have too much stuff, and now I'm being attacked by pirates. So it's like, it's kind of one of those games that I like to play with friends. I felt like I might play around with it on live stream, maybe. But
cool.
I thought it was fun. It's $15.
I see Sedan wants that.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
What, Elite Dangerous? Yeah.
Yep. It's
I can't remember. I can't even remember when I put it on my list. Like it's just there. It's half the games on my list.
I also grabbed Psychonauts.
Yeah, I hear you.
Which I haven't played in a long time, so I'll have a go forward to play. Oh, because everyone's talking about Psychonauts 2 on whatever the new thing they're using for crowdfunding is. So I just snagged it because I haven't played it in forever.
I love Psychonauts. Actually, I bought a copy for my son and a couple other friends when they had the Steam sale back in Black Friday type of thing.
Yeah, it's only 99 cents. Everyone should get it.
Yeah, it's like hard to say no. I even bought it for myself, and As bad as it looks on an ATI video card right now. Dag nabbit.
Yeah.
Ripping textures.
There are a lot of great games on here. I wish I had more money, because there's a lot of games I really do want to get, because I've heard pretty much 2015 was a great year for games, and there were a lot of games I want to get, like Mad Max. I know that was great.
Amazing.
I wanted to get Just Cause 3, but I didn't have enough money from Steam cards.
Yeah, I think we got about $5 left.
Bundle Stars has Mad Max for $20 right now.
Oh man, Bundle Stars is my hero. That's where I'm horrible.
I don't think a week goes by where we don't actually mention them.
Yeah, I know. We're not sponsored by them. I really, really want to be. I keep sending them emails. Like, you don't even have to give us anything. Just like, let's have a thing. Just, I don't know. I love your guys' service. But I have a horrible thing. It's like I have $2 extra in my bank account. That bundle has that's like $100 sold. I've got like 150 games in my library, and I've only played like 40 of them because of that.
I have almost 300 that way. Thanks to Bundle Stars.
About buying bundles for like one game. That's what I did with. That's what I did with Humble Bundle. I bought Humble Bundle for Life is Strange and Murdered Soul Suspect, and I got like 5 or 6 games out of that. So.
Did you get the whole Life is Strange or just the first?
I just got the first episode, which makes me kind of sad. I think I'm going to go through and buy it. I started a Let's Play in it, which I still need to upload the rest of it. I'm enjoying it so far. I've gotten through about the first hour of it, and it looks like a pretty good game so far.
It is. I played that to completion last year.
Yeah, I saw...
It's one of the few games, actually.
Yeah, I remember seeing your live stream about it a while ago, and I actually played it about to the point where I quit watching, or you ended it. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far, and look forward to playing more of it. And I might get the rest of the episodes comes up, because I like adventure games. So
I actually just picked up their other game they had called Remember Me. I just posted that tonight.
Is that any good? I've
Dot Nod.
Dot Nod.
Dot Nod or Don't Nod or whatever. Remember Me's fun. I'm digging it so far. I played for about an hour.
Is that one of the,
so far, the
Square Enix adventure games, or is that someone else?
I don't know. I just know it was developed by Dot Nod, so I just was like, oh, okay. It was like $6 on the Steam sale. I'm like, sure, I'll pick that up.
Yeah, Steam has got a lot of good games on here so far. I'm kind of conflicted. I really like the way they're doing it now. I kind of miss where they would do different sales every day.
Yeah.
Because I keep expecting, I'm looking at a game, it's like, oh, that's $10. I wonder if it's going to get any cheaper. Then the days go by, and it's like, it's still $10. And it's like, I like it. In the long term, if I get more money in a few days, I can get these games. But at the same time, it's kind of like,
I don't mind. I mean, the flash sales were fun and all, but I was just like... I was the same thing. Is like you'd sit on the fence on a couple of games and you'd be like, okay, is it going to go on sale? Is it going to go on sale? Is it going to go on sale? And then last day you end up going, oh, well, crap. I just bought a whole bunch of other crap that I didn't really want. And games I actually really wanted but never picked up. So, well, thanks, guys.
Well, that's kind of the way of Steam sales is you look at them and it's like, oh, this looks like a fun game. And you buy it. And then 2 years from now you think, I don't remember buying that.
Oh, yeah.
Like I suffered the terrible thing the other day where I was looking at a game and I was like, oh, it looks pretty good, and I added it to my cart and I wanted to buy it, and it was like, you already have this game in your inventory. Would you like to install it? And I was like, wait a minute. When did this happen? So yeah.
What game was it?
I don't even remember. I think it was. I don't even remember at this point. I think I was just looking through random games. I tend to go through the under $5 tab a lot.
Oh yeah.
Because there's a lot of good
games
under there.
Tabs. Actually, this time I've been doing under 10.
Yeah. Oh man, you're moving up in the world.
Well, I picked up. I did the whole Skyrim Legendary Edition for my son yesterday.
Yeah, Skyrim is absolutely fantastic. Everyone, I don't think there's anyone in the world who hasn't played Skyrim yet. It's just one of the best RPGs at all.
Up until yesterday, my son was one of the only people that hadn't played it yet. So now he's caught up to the rest of the world.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, say what you will about Bethesda's stories. Skyrim is a very, very fun game. There's the thing about Bethesda games that I can never explain is just they're very fun for no inherent reason.
They take a while to get into, though, I've noticed. I had Skyrim for a year before I actually started to play. Like, it came in a bundle with my Xbox when I bought one. And I downloaded it. I'm like, okay. And I looked at it. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty. And then I just never bothered. Then one day I was like, I don't have anything to play. Oh, I'll try Skyrim. And then that was it. next thing I know is like almost 200 hours in, and I hadn't played anything else in a while. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I guess I do like this game after all.
The Skyrim's one of those things I get into in flashes. Like, I'll play 70 hours of it. I'll do a playthrough. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then 7 or 8 months or a year later, I'll start playing it again. I'll put new mods or new DLC in, and I'll put another 80 hours into it. And it's a vicious cycle. And I mean, there's no reason why, because I mean, the storyline is pretty good, but after you've played it 3 or 4 times, I mean, it's like it's just the same thing you're doing over and over again. But I'm still having a blast playing it every time.
I have the DLC. I have not played any of it yet.
Oh yeah, I played the vampire one, and it was pretty fun. I haven't played the other one yet.
That's usually the first one I do because I can't. So I usually do like stealth magic playthroughs, and whenever I get into a tight situation, I don't have any powerful stuff, so I just go vampire lord. And
that's
the only way I'm actually able to survive.
I don't know why I always do stealth builds, stealth melee, or stealth archer. I need to do a mage build. I've played Skyrim. Between Xbox and PC, I've probably logged 200 or 300 hours in Skyrim. I don't think I've ever done a mage build. I need to. I might do that when I'm done with The Witcher.
Actually, I did. Like, I bought it for... Well, I got it for the Xbox, and then I got it for the PlayStation 3 because I heard the load time was better. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, I found it for $10. I'm like, sure, I'll pick it up. And then I did the exact same thing again. I was playing both at the same time. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I feel like Skyrim's that one game I've bought more than any other game. Just 'cause I keep buying. I bought it on Xbox, and I bought it on PC. I bought it in the box on PC, then I bought the Steam code for it on PC, then I bought the Legendary Edition, so I get all the DLC on PC. It's like, I just keep buying that stupid game. I'm terrible about it. It's good.
It is very good.
If for some reason you've never played Skyrim, you're missing out. It's very good for modding. I think that's what keeps me in it, is modding, so I love modding games.
And even to this day, it's still one of the top played games on Steam.
Oh, yeah.
It's been out for, what, 5 years almost?
It came out in 2011, so yeah, 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years now.
Yeah, so I mean, it's one of those games that's just, it's, like I said, it's best with modding, in my opinion, because you go through and do the vanilla playthrough, there's only so much you can do. Modding opens that up in an incredible amount.
Have you guys tried the new Metal Gear at all?
A friend of mine has, and he says it's very good.
I've heard it's good, but I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet either.
It's
tempting.
Never been hugely into Metal Gear games. Like, I played them. But from what I hear in Metal Gear Solid, the fifth. Metal Gear's... The new one is pretty good. Yeah. Words. I'm good at them.
You're catching the kit.
Verbal kit. Oh, my Fallout 4 is $10 off right now. If anybody hasn't bought it yet. That's another game I would definitely recommend everybody purchase and love. Mods are starting to take off in it if you're a modder.
Yeah, it's gone crazy. There's like thousands of them.
Oh yeah. All right. I wonder. Let's see what it is. What's placing on the Nexus right now?
I think there's like yesterday or the other day was like 16,000.
Oh, it's crazy. I took a break. I finally had to, about 70 hours in, I finally had to say, okay, I'm done with this game. Yeah, it's number 5 right now on Nexus behind Fallout 3 with almost 6,000 files and 28 million downloads.
Wow. 6,000 files.
And for reference, Skyrim is the number 1 on the Nexus with 45,000 files and 826 million downloads. So, there are some numbers for your face.
Craziness.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're just barged in. Yay! Hooray for random voices in the background of the podcast. We're so professional.
Oh, man.
Well, you know, it'd be just like having Kit show up again. And his random voices. So we'll just pretend that you are being possessed by Kit.
His orange feelings.
Does anybody get anything else on the Steam sale?
I have $20 left, like $24 left. I'm thinking about getting Stranded Deep. Of course, that's an old game. I don't know.
That's hard.
I was gonna get Witcher, but I figured I would probably get more for my money out of stuff like Cities Skylines and Stranded Deep, just because, like, with my experience with Skyrim and Fallout, I play it for a while and then I stop playing it for like 3 months, and yeah, I don't know.
So I'm a horrible lore nerd, so I'll spend hours combing through everything to read all the terminals or find all the books, talk to all the people. Like I love Fallout for that. I think I've read like every terminal I've ever come across in Fallout 4. Just like learning.
I understand cities. I mean, I have Stranded Deep, and I love the game. I'm just waiting for it to get updated better.
Yeah.
The optimization stuff in it right now is less than stellar. It's still fun, but they've added a lot of features to it, and I'm enjoying it. Like I started up my series again. I was doing like a diary, and then literally 2 days after that, they changed everything, and I lost my save.
Oh.
I'm like, ugh. Or my save was incompatible.
Wow.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take a bit of a breather.
Yeah, I started watching Generic B when he picked up his series again, and it's changed quite a lot.
A lot. Yeah, I mean the ocean effects alone is it's horrifying. Like if you've got any motion sickness problems at all, don't get the game.
Yeah.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. Which one was that? Stranded Deep?
Stranded Deep, yeah.
So that's a survival game?
Yeah. Yep. You end up stranded on an island.
See,
or
as
in
much,
a little raft by an
as
island.
fun as those look, I can't bring myself to keep buying all those survival games because there are just so many of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. But that's one that I dug because of the fact that it was you versus nature. Like, it wasn't fantastical. There wasn't a whole multiplayer aspect where I didn't have to worry about a bunch of people griefing me. I enjoyed it. I've had it since last year.
Yeah.
But
I might check it out. But, I mean, I just feel like it's such an oversaturated market right now where every other game is just, a survival game. Ooh, a survival game. It's a survival game with zombies. It's a survival game with dinosaurs. It's a survival game with zombie dinosaurs.
Wait, there's a zombie dinosaurs? Which one's that?
I have no idea. I was just making that up.
Damn it.
I was just looking at Ark Survival Evolved. That will probably be an update.
I'm playing right now.
Yeah, I saw that. I was going to say.
I would love to play Ark. I've found that since the day it came out. Can't get it to work to save my life. It hates my computer. It hates everything about it. I hate it. I love it, but I hate it.
Yeah, this recent patch, I've actually been able to play it a lot better than I have been. And
even with your help, it made
I've started
it worse.
picking it up again.
I love everything about Ark. I think like the entire aspect of it is amazing. I just wish that I could run it. I mean, I do have looking at
issues
it
with it still, though. I mean, it's very alpha. There's a lot of problems, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot.
Yeah, that's another big problem I have with them. A lot of them are kind of thrown out. Just kind of, hey.
I like
my biggest problem with Ark.
The reason I like survival. Okay, go ahead.
No, my biggest problem with Ark is they patch it every day and they make it more borked.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I dread looking at my download and realizing that I just downloaded another 2 gig patch.
Yeah.
And I log on. I'm like, nope, still can't play it. I think I've downloaded over 100 gigs of patches and stuff that are like have no point anymore. Like it's constantly like I just did one the other day. It was 2.5 gigs. I'm like, that's the size of the game. What are you doing to me?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I do like the frequency of the updates, though. It keeps it kind of fresh and keeps it new a lot.
But you know what?
A lot of the new
Good to see that some people are updating their games. Mojang. Where's 1.9? Been waiting on it for a year now.
I mean,
did they even release an update in 2015?
Something like that. I don't know.
No, snapshots.
Not just snapshots.
Like a solid update. When did 1.8 come out?
But the Ark devs
September
released an update
the year before.
They released an update on New Year's, and I think they released one on Christmas too.
You know,
Mojang has no excuse.
No, I'm not complaining.
Yeah,
really,
September 2nd, 2014. It's been over a year since we've gotten a Minecraft update.
Almost a year and a half.
Come on, Mojang.
Well, even the updates are broken.
Yep.
Like the little, like we just found that out on our hardcore thing that we're doing.
Yeah, I mean,
we can't go to the Nether.
I love Minecraft, I really do, and it's been such a staple to me. But I'm getting a little bit frustrated with no new content. And I have kind of considered doing mods, but not to take it too far away from whatever you were talking about before, because I zoned out a little bit. But yeah,
no, I just have one more thing to say about Ark, and that's it, and I'll be out of it. It's just I love what it's doing. I love the fact that they are updating it and they're doing a lot of work on it. It's just like I'm personally sick and tired of this battle between NVIDIA and ATI. I am sick to death.
Yeah, that's something that really annoys me. It's a lot of it's got stuff to do. I mean, it's a big market thing, and NVIDIA is, or not NVIDIA, AMD. I've always been a big supporter of AMD because I really enjoy rooting for the underdog, and I actually really do enjoy AMD products as a technology guy. It's just such a pain that everybody goes in the video because they're a bigger brand.
But you know what? It's cheaty.
Yeah,
and that's what I've been paying attention to. So I watched a video yesterday about a guy that was saying, basically was telling NVIDIA stop being dicks. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I got to click on this. I watched it, and it comes down to like even the Hairworks thing in Witcher 3.
Yeah,
it's Teslaization. It's like this whole thing of like making the hair thing work is like you can either use the open source version that ATI uses, or you can use the locked program that NVIDIA uses. And because NVIDIA throws money at these developers and they just stick to the one that they throw in. Yeah. And inevitably, the ATI one will work. You just have to disable some aspects in the game, and it's not optimized for ATI yet. And I'm just like, I've got Witcher 3 running amazingly, and it's fine, but I had to go online and do some research and tweak it, and now I'm understanding more and more about the aspects of it. But I think that's going to change this year at DirectX 12 because NVIDIA is so far behind.
It's ridiculous how it comes down to NVIDIA is willing to throw way more money at the developers than AMD is, and it's kind of wrong. And I really don't like that. That's kind of how the games industry is run right now. Is who can wave the biggest willy in terms of money? Yeah, I mean it's like both cards have their advantages and their merits, but when it comes down to if you look at it, NVIDIA really the biggest merits that NVIDIA has, especially on their like consumer price, their most best-selling cards, like in the $300-$400 region, is the fact that they have stuff in the games, in individual games, like Hairworks in The Witcher 3, and I think there's certain perks in like Grand Theft Auto 5 or this game or that game. That's where the performance really varies. I mean, there are
but if you disable that feature, and you just live without it, ATI runs as fine. It's like honestly, it looks great. Witcher 3 looks beautiful. I've got
yeah, you kind of
whoa, what's happening?
You had a moment where you're talking. It was just like
yeah.
No. Kit posted something in the chat. And I'm like, what?
Man.
So podcast. I thought he wanted to join. No, I'm just tired of the whole fanboy thing.
Yeah, and that's something I hate is really fanboyism and elitism, especially in the PC. Like PC gaming is so weird because a lot of them are like, we're not elitists, because the biggest thing about PC gaming is a lot of people think we're all elitists because we prefer PC. And I mean, in a way, yeah, there are elitists. I will admit, yes, there are elitists. Mm-hmm. Some people would coin me as an elitist because I vehemently think the PC is better than console. But at the same time, there are people that are like that with NVIDIA and AMD. And it's like, I will only ever buy a NVIDIA card because they're way better than AMD. And it's like, why? Well, we have more expensive technology. It's like, okay. I mean, my $180 AMD card runs almost on par with one of their best-selling cards if I overclock it a little bit. And I don't know.
And you're going to have native DirectX 12 support built into them because they did all that stuff with Mantle.
Yeah. And the new AMD drivers in the framework they're working on is all going to be open source for AMD, which I really like because the community can do a lot better stuff with open source than developers can sometimes.
Well, the GameWorks thing that NVIDIA offers, that like ATI has put out their own version of that.
Yeah,
basically,
it's all open source.
And they've always been open source. All of their things have always been open source, and they've always done a better job. Yeah. Except for was it Shadowplay, which is the one thing that NVIDIA has.
Yeah, Shadowplay, and AMD has that ridiculous Raptor thing, which I always want to install whenever it comes because it's not useful to me at all.
Oh, gosh.
Have you tried the new version?
I haven't because I usually just mucks up my games too much.
It accidentally, when I installed the last drivers, I accidentally left it on. Mm-hmm. And I was recording twice. And I'm like, what in the heck happened? Because I had a hit on my frames more than on numerous. And I was just running Cube World, so I mean that one runs fairly decent for me anyway. So I'm like, what the heck just happened? And I went and watched it, and it was as good as Dextery, and it was only a 100 meg file. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm going to fiddle with it and play with it a little bit and see. I mean, I'll give you guys an update on what I think of it, but there might be potential with it now.
I might check it out. I'm always open.
It kind of pisses me off because sometimes it'll just randomly start up and it'll just start recording when I just open my game up, and I'm like, what the heck are you doing?
Yeah, that's what I kind of don't like. One thing I do kind of like is having the kind of DVR function where you can have like, oh, the last 10 seconds of your footage can automatically be recorded in case cool stuff happens. I'm like, this looks like a cool YouTube thing, or something like that. Because I have had a couple of moments like that, either when I'm playing like a shooter or GTA, where it's like, oh, something cool just happened. I wish I could save that. But other than that, it's like I've been using OBS. I use OBS for everything because it's the only thing that doesn't break my computer entirely.
Are you using the multi-platform?
I'm using default OBS.
Okay.
I haven't been able to get my multi-platform to work for some reason.
I
It's
need
been really
like
weird.
yeah. I love OBS. It's another thing. It's open source software, which is I'm always a huge fan of. Like yeah, my only problem with it is no dual audio recording when I tried to use multi-platform. It's kind of weird for me. I may check it out again because it's been a while since I last used it, but
I like the multi-platform. I've been having recording is fine. It's streaming for me has just been a pain in the butt.
yeah.
But I don't really stream right now anyway, so why bother?
Yeah. But the graphics card fight is ridiculous when it comes down to it, and like a lot of the stuff when it comes down to this. So go back to okay. I was trying to pull up the topic sheet in the background, but things.
You lost it.
Yeah, I was
Well,
gonna say
I
earlier-
logged out of my it's a Google Doc, and I logged out to log into the Brew Gaming Network account, and it said you can't do that because this is on your default email and not your Brew Gaming Network email. So yeah, that's a thing. We argued something.
We argue?
We always argue.
No,
whether you
we
know it or
don't.
not. We always
We
argue.
debate.
it's, it's a very heated debate.
But we never end it hating each other. We always end it.
Except for
still
that one
being
time
friends.
where I threw my headset down and walked off.
That was kid. I mean, that happens.
But there is something I want to talk about. We're not getting close to the end, but I do want to bring this up in case so it doesn't get knocked out. Is Steam had the crazy Christmas thing that led to people's account information being publicly available. Which
Yeah, I
is,
heard people were actually like logging into their account
Yeah.
and getting other people's accounts and stuff.
people
and, yeah.
you could like see people's credit card information through Steam. And Total Biscuit made it pretty interesting. Whether I know a lot of people don't like Total Biscuit, but he did make
I
a
don't have
pretty
fun.
interesting video about it where he basically said Steam and Valve really need to fess up to this problem because they just released the only thing they released about it regarding this was something that was not through an official Valve channel. It was just like a statement to some random news media output thing. Can't think of the word. And I agree with it. As Valve has terrible customer support, and the fact that this just happened, and they're not really doing anything about it other than saying, "Okay, it's done now. Let's go back to the Half-Life 3," stuff like that.
There's no Half-Life 3.
Oh, but yeah, stuff like that's a little bit annoying.
At this point, if Half-Life 3 actually does become a thing, it's gonna be really hated because it's not gonna be as good as we're expecting it to be.
I think I've talked
It's
about
going to
this
become
before.
Duke Nukem forever.
Yeah, I've talked about this before. I don't think they're going to release it solely because of that reason. Valve is way too appreciated to ever do that because they know that would destroy them. People flipped out when Skyrim mods. People started leaving Steam when the whole paid Skyrim mods controversy came out. If Half-Life 3 was a failure, Steam would crash. I mean, because people are that crazy.
No, I mean Steam is.
I don't think it would crash, but I think a lot of people would leave it. It would hurt their numbers. And when it comes down to it, money and numbers is very important, especially in the gaming industry.
I got Steam initially just to get Half-Life 2 because I wanted to do the digital download. I thought it was a really cool idea, and I ended up getting like a bunch of games with it when I bought it.
Mm-hmm.
They had a great deal. I'm like, cool, got it. And then I ended up getting a couple games after that, and I never bothered again with it for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And I log back on. I'm like, oh, I got to install Half-Life. I want to play that again. And then I'm like, oh, there's all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh my god! Like I started off last year on my channel. I had 40 games.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Now I've got almost 300. I'm like, oh crap.
Steam is a wonderful thing. I absolutely love Steam, and it's one of my favorite things in the world. But I do think this is kind of like splitting between two conversations. But I do think they definitely do need to take accountability for things like that when they're entire. Well, I think it was only like 40 or 50,000 people. It's only 40 or 50,000 people whose credit card information was potentially leaked, but that's a lot of people. And it wasn't just the credit card information; it was like their address and their email and their phone number. That's the stuff he went out there, and that's Valve kind of needs to step up their.
Well, if anything
support
happens
and-
for it, they're going to get sued for it. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I have no doubt about it. I think somebody already put a lawsuit in motion because of it.
Wow.
Which it wouldn't surprise me, but yeah, it's kind of it's stupid. Valve needs to get on their game. instead of just sitting in the background and making hats for Team Fortress 2 or doing whatever they do for that one shooter game. Not Half-Life, Counter-Strike.
CS:GO.
Yeah. I think those are the only 2 games that they really update regularly anymore. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Valve, but
Valve has kind of become the Steam company.
yeah, I kind of think they're going to start stepping away from game development because they're making a lot of money off of Steam.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure they could never make a game again and they'd be set for life. Gabe Newell is going to die a very rich billionaire, rubbing his nipples with all that Steam box money that he's making. Yeah, it's crazy.
Do you have any interest in the Steam controller or any of those things?
The Steam Link's the only thing that interests me. Come back to me, Skype. Okay, there we go. The Steam Link is the only thing that interests me out of all that new stuff. Why is this thing so weird? Okay, there we go.
Because it's yours.
Yeah. The Steam Link's the only thing that interests me because I like occasionally gaming on my 50-inch TV in my living room.
My monitor is my TV set, so I don't care.
Yeah. The Steam controller looks weird, and I don't like. I have a 360 controller. That's about the only thing I use for. I use it like I have like 2 games in my entire Steam account that I like to use it for. And it's just because the button mapping's weird on the keyboard. And I don't feel like remapping it.
Some games just play better with the controller.
Yeah,
I found that out.
Yeah.
I mean, I started doing The Witcher 3 with the controller just because of the fact that it actually felt better.
I think a lot of people tend to think, it's a weird way of phrasing it, I guess, but that gaming is better for third-person games with a controller, which I kind of agree with.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue it.
I just prefer keyboard and mouse, but that's just me.
If it's something I got to Twitch
I prefer
for,
keyboard and mouse. I prefer keyboard and mouse because I like to rebind all my controls to random things.
I can't do first person
lot of
without
that.
keyboard and mouse.
No.
I can definitely do third person. I will do third person with a controller, but I prefer keyboard and mouse. But I think the Steam Link is the only thing that I was ever really interested in. I think we had this conversation a few weeks ago where we were talking about the Steam box, and it comes down to the reason they got that was mostly to get people who are interested in, like, who are console gamers but are interested in PC gaming to start coming over here, which is cool.
I like the idea of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
I don't take any problem with it at all. I mean,
Yeah.
it's and again another open source thing. It's using Linux, so I've got no problems with that.
Yeah, it's a really, really cool concept. And a lot of people I know who are interested in PC gaming, I said, well, these new Steam boxes are coming out. You should look into those. And they do. I mean, they are pretty reasonably priced for the hardware that's inside of them.
For what you get, yeah, no, they're reasonable.
Yeah, so
and a lot less cumbersome than actually building a computer and doing everything that goes along with that. I mean, you got to devote a room basically to a computer. And if you're not a computer person, if you've got a laptop or a tablet and you don't want a computer, Steam box is the way to go. I get it.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it can double as a desktop if you need it to, but it's also, I mean, it's like, yeah, just use it as a console with the power of a PC, which I like because I really like PC gaming. So it's very versatile.
Like I've mentioned before, my PlayStation 4 sits as a monitor mount.
Oh yeah, the only reason I keep my 360 is because I like playing Halo from time to time. And other than that, if I didn't play Halo, I'm not on a 360 anymore. That's the only reason.
No.
Other than that, all my games, almost every single game I have for that 360 is now on PC. So it's so much more. Digital downloads and Steam are just the most convenient thing that's ever come to gaming. There are people out there who are like, I prefer to have the feel of a solid box in my hand. And I'm like, screw that. If I want to play a game, I'm not gonna fiddle around with discs.
I'm happy not having the discs, to be honest.
The one thing, I like collecting stuff for games. I was looking through my boxes. I was looking through for a Steam code for something in one of my old boxes of games. And I was looking through Skyrim, and I did find an Elder Scrolls Online sticker, which it was pretty cool. But that's about the only reason I could think to buy a box is like stickers and stuff like that if you like it. But other than that,
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care enough.
I
don't care enough to go to a store.
Oblivion or something.
Yeah.
Like I got a real coin that came with Oblivion.
Yeah, I like collector's editions. If I was going to get a box, I'd get like a collector's edition, like one of the really fancy, like the Pip-Boy edition of Fallout 4 or something like that.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I do want to get the anthology and like the mini nuke. I think that looks pretty cool.
It does look kind of cool, but I already own the games, so why bother?
Yeah, I just think it looks cool. I like collecting stuff, so that's the only reason.
I don't. Kind of guy.
I got the Elder Scrolls anthology, and I have not even. I own all the games already, so I just got it for the maps. I'm gonna put them all in a big. I'm gonna put them in a big picture frame, put it above my desk. It's really cool. That's the only reason I got it. Yeah.
You're gonna get all the chicks with that.
Oh yeah. I'll be like,
Nice.
hey baby, you want to see my anthologies? Look at those maps.
And they're not to scale, and neither am I.
Oh yeah. You can look at all those CDs. Oh yeah. I wonder why I'm single. Yeah,
I don't.
apologies. I don't either. Anyways, what was I going to talk
And again, how is Kit getting married?
Yeah, somehow Kit's
Yeah.
getting married. I don't know.
When is his wedding? Do you know? Is there an actual
I
date,
think it's
or
next
is it
month.
just all
Or this
information?
month. It's already January. I think it's this month.
Because I think he said he's off for like until the 18th or something. 'cause
Yeah, I
he's
know.
got the wedding and then
His honeymoon. So I think, yeah, it's soon. We're going to have a wedding on the server.
I don't know why he doesn't just like go on a Skyrim vacation. I mean,
Exactly. Anyways, this
mod
is
the heck
something.
out of it.
This is a little bit old, but this is actually from last week, so missed it, and I already had topic thing done up for once. Man sued Bethesda over Fallout 4 addiction. He played I think he played a lot of time. I don't remember. It was a 28-year-old male from Russia. Ended up losing his job because he was skipping work to play Fallout. He's also
he's
stopped
playing-
hanging out with his friends and neglected his wife to the point where she left him. Naturally, his health went downhill too, since he wasn't sleeping or eating. So he sued him for like 50,000 rubles, which is 500,000 rubles, which is only 7,000 US dollars. So yeah,
If I was Bethesda, I'd just pay him off.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. But it's pretty crazy that.
Honestly, though, if you've got that many problems,
Yeah, I mean, I was.
you've got more going on than just having an addiction
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
a game.
I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about it in depth, and it was like, yeah, if your wife left you after playing Fallout for a few days, I think you had a few more problems in your marriage than the fact that you play a lot of video games. And I mean, I do
Yeah, it
kind of
wasn't a
agree.
very solid relationship to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, like video game addiction, it can be a real thing. I know there are people like they always have those stories of like South Korean gamers dropping dead after playing like 5 days of StarCraft and stuff like that. I mean, I understand it's a real thing, but at the same time, I mean, you had some issues in your life if you lost all that stuff from playing a few days of Fallout.
I mean, there's a lot of YouTubers out there who are happily married, and they play video games literally all day for their job.
Yeah, it's their job. Well, I mean, I guess that's kind of technically a different thing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
but
an addiction
still.
at that point. It's a hobby that's become a job. I mean,
John's
don't we all
always
have that
messing around with
aspiration?
drugs. He's a pharmacist. I'm sorry. That was the dumbest joke that's ever been told on this podcast.
How do you explain Kit Face now?
Yeah. Oh God, that's part of his job. But yeah, the guy sued Bethesda for $7 grand, which I agree they should just pay him off and get it out of the news before it gets any worse. But
No, I mean, you don't admit your mistake, but just kind of say, you know what, I feel for you, buddy. Here's $7,000.
Yeah,
go fix your life up.
Go do something. It's not Fallout.
Yeah, and guess what? It's really not our problem.
The
And
first
once
thing
you
he's
get the
going to
money,
buy
you're
with
gonna
that's
realize
going to be like the season pass.
it's probably the cost of the season's pass in Russia.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting, I guess, because I think we all played a lot of Fallout when it first came out. I did play a lot of Fallout, but I'm not suing Bethesda. Granted, I had none of the things that man lost at the time, so I suppose I shouldn't complain.
I didn't lose anything thanks to Fallout. I already lost it. It was
My
gone
mind.
before that. Yeah.
Uh,
All I lost was money.
of
that I paid
course.
for the game. That's it. So I already budgeted that in. So
Yeah.
whoop-de-doo.
It was worth it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, this is something that might interest you, right? Just Cause 3 multiplayer mod is in the works.
Yes.
Yeah, the game, from what I've seen on Reddit, that game is basically a pogo stick shoot 'em up simulator. I've not
Is it a
seen.
pogo stick?
Yeah, apparently, there's like a pogo stick that'll send you to space.
I need to get that.
I've not seen. I don't know what that game is about to begin with, but let alone after watching all the stuff on Reddit. Because it's like, I don't know what it's like old ladies tied to helicopters and blowing up cars.
Yep. There's a game there someplace, but I ignore it because I'm like, oh, I can do this.
Somewhere in that crazy like strap people to bombs and send them into orbit simulator, there is an actual game.
I understand what the game is and it's fun, but I just like the fact that you don't have to play the game.
Yeah.
Like it's open, you can just do whatever the heck you want. But if you want to have like more tethers and more abilities, you got to complete like mini games and stuff within the game, and that's fun.
Yeah.
I've been having a blast doing it, and like honestly, the way that I derp in a video game, it's perfect for me.
Yeah, that's why I love open world games. You can just do whatever you want. You can follow the main story, or you can go out and strap old ladies to helicopters and send them away.
That's one reason why I really like Saints Row 4.
Yeah, that game. Saints Row
kind of
games are horrible about that.
I just picked up the entire collection on Steam.
Oh man.
Oh.
I need to get. I still need to get 4.
Saints Row 2 actually does not work properly even on Beast machines. It's a really crappy port.
Is it?
I don't care.
I've thought about getting it. I've got Saints Row 3 and I really enjoyed that. It was a very stupid game, but it was fun. It was the fun kind of stupid.
I got it for 4 and for Get Out of Hell.
Yeah, I hear 4 is pretty good. I watched Beat Up Blown Good play it a long time ago.
I subscribed to the subreddit, Saints Row subreddit, and there's a lot of back and forth between which game is better, 3 or 4. Like some people really hate 4 because it's kind of ridiculous. It kind of takes away from
the thing about 4 was the company was going out of business at that time, so I think they just said up yours society and did whatever they wanted.
Yeah,
with it. And it was just
it's hilarious though.
Yeah, it was.
4 is my favorite.
Really
I like how the way they kind of brought it away from the gangster thing because it sets it apart from GTA.
Yeah,
because Saints Row 3 is basically just a slightly goofier GTA.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm enjoying the most about 4, actually just found out about it today, which I can't wait to try, is the fact that you can be a zombie in it, and all of his dialogue is,
yeah.
Like, I'm just going to go and play that.
I think that was the thing you can do in 3, too. Yeah, these games are crazy.
I love how stupid they are.
I love it.
I'm a fan of stupid
games.
Get
Out of Hell was short, but it was really fun.
Yeah.
Like, I think in a lot of ways, if it was on the scale of Saints Row 4, I would have liked that better. I don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't got that yet. Cool. I'm gonna finish 4. My buddy picked them up and he played them all in sequence. Or no, he played Get Out of Hell first, then he went back and played the other ones. And he wished that he'd actually played 4 before he played Get Out of Hell. So I'm like, okay, well that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened for me. I played 4. I got it soon after Good and BWO stopped playing it, just because I loved the series so much and I wanted to see the game to the completion.
Oh yeah.
So when I finally had a computer that could play it, I picked it up.
Yeah.
But then after I went back and got Saints Row 3 because I enjoyed it so much, and then after playing Saints Row 3, I played 4 again just so I could kind of get the basic story. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of story here that I missed.
There's actually stuff that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about that the whole series is so wacky, and I love it. It's really, the whole thing is just kind of a play on the whole games industry.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
like,
it's great.
I played the first 2 when they were out on the Xbox, and I enjoyed them for what they were, and I just didn't bother with 3 because I thought that it was just another rehash of Grand Theft Auto, and I was kind of getting tired of what they were doing with it after 2. But after watching my friend play, I was like, oh, well, this is brand new. This is a whole different game. Yeah. So I got interested in it again, and it was like $15 for everything. I'm like, yeah, sure, take my money.
Yeah,
thank you, Steam.
Yeah,
it's totally fun, and I mean, I love both Grand Theft Auto and Saints Row. I mean, for different reasons. Grand Theft Auto is a lot more kind of realistic, in a way. I mean, while it is very goofy in the background, it is a lot more realistic than Saints Row. And I love Saints Row because it's really goofy and out of touch and out of tone, and just kill hookers with giant floppy purple dildos.
Yep.
That's just the tagline of the whole game. Because that's the only reason to buy that game. It's crazy, and I love it. So, yeah.
How did I miss this? I got to find this out now.
Yeah. Everybody should get those games. I need to get the. How much is 4 going for right now? Let me see.
It's not very expensive.
Saints Row 3 is about $4, and Saints Row 4 is about $5. Yeah, I think I'll get Saints Row 4. I've seen a lot of it, but I've never actually played it. It looks very fun.
Yeah, but get all the add-ons.
Oh yeah, always.
The Game of the Century edition, is that right? It's
Yeah.
$6.
So
Yeah, I
the
got
whole
the-
franchise pack with all of everything is only 16
17.
bucks. 17 bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I ended up doing. I'm like, yeah, and it was fun because I got to a certain point in 4, and all of a sudden, for 5 minutes, it kept on telling me I'd unlock this. I unlocked this. I'm like, oh, this is amazing.
That's terrible about it. It's got so much of that.
Yeah, but I don't have a problem with it because all of a sudden, like, I could customize everything I wanted to in the game. I'm like, so,
yeah.
good. Yeah, it's a series that it's a series of games that I have no problems with.
Oh yeah. Oh man, it's really goofy. I love really.
Yeah,
goofy
you got to
games.
spend the $6 and get the Century Edition because you get all the add-ons with it.
Yeah, I'll have to get it. Looks good. It looks good.
Save $30.
Games on the Steam sale. Anybody get anything else on the Steam sale? We got 5 minutes. We need to pass.
I picked up that zombie game again. Not Dead.
Daisy. Or-
No. Oh, the parkour one.
Oh, Dying Light.
Dying Light.
How you liking
I
that?
picked up. I love it.
I played the demo and it was really fun, but it was kind of laggy on my system.
Yeah, I did the demo myself initially, and I liked it, and I had a lot of fun with it, but I just ignored it after a while.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I didn't see, I couldn't warrant paying $60 for it at that point because I was watching some gameplay of it, and it got really, really hard. I'm like, not for me, because my computer was even struggling playing it. So I just said, the hell with it. It was like $20, so I got a copy for me and my friend because we could do the multiplayer aspect here in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so happy I picked it up again because I guess finally I'm at a headspace where I'm into it.
Yeah.
Because of, like, I guess Fallout 4 and The Witcher have got me, like, making things, and I've been used to crafting everything. So now I go back to Dying Light and I'm crafting my weapons and stuff, and it actually feels comfortable, where it was kind of not that way at the beginning.
Yeah.
That makes any sense.
Yeah, and the game looks really cool. It's kind of got a cool premise to it, and it looks fun. Hopefully I'll pick it up when I have more money. This looks cool.
$20.
It's got multiplayer, as you
Yeah,
said, because you bought it for co-op. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you could actually be a zombie in it. So I'm like,
Really?
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
I may have to get that.
Yeah, it was less than $21, so I
Yeah,
was
it's
tempted to pick up a
$20,
4-pack.
Oh man.
There was a 4-pack for $60. I was like, I give away a couple copies to my friends, but I'm like, nah. I could spend that other $20 on me, and I got some other stuff. I love it. Stupid games. Stupid
Side
games.
Dan, have you got anything?
No.
Oh, good.
Like all I got is the City Skylines, which I've actually been enjoying so far. I've never played like SimCity or whatever.
Yeah.
I've been actually watching BWO's version of that for, I guess, like 8 or 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. Like, it looks
Yeah.
amazing, but I don't know if I have the wherewithal to actually get in to play it myself.
It's a very intuitive, I guess. It's pretty easy to get into, I think. I mean, the system is it goes through really easily or really well, like tutorial wise. I've been able to figure out pretty well.
I'm just scared that I would end up with sewage flowing through all my city streets. And I don't know if that's a downside at all. I probably really enjoyed that, watching people like run away and scream in misery, and then, make dead end streets or loop to loops that go nowhere, and they get on the expressway and they can't get off. Because that's like how I like to play my video games. Because if you can't torture pixels, why bother?
Of course. I mean, that's the whole point of the Sims franchise, isn't it?
Yeah.
What? Steam wants to update?
Oh man.
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead, update.
Yeah, that's one of those games. I played SimCity a while ago. I still have it. I never really could get terribly into it. It's one of those things I play for like an hour and I build a city, and then everyone starts dying, and then I'm like, okay, I'll install this and play it in a year. But it looks. I might pick it up eventually on sale.
I picked up the Civilization 5. I think it
Oh
was.
my god.
I got that a while ago. I still haven't played it.
It's one of those games that you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. And I can play it. I don't know why. I can play that game for hours. I'll throw on like Netflix and I'll just kill everyone.
And I also picked up a Warhammer game. Dawn of War 2.
Cool.
Because I kind of like older games, apparently.
I wonder why.
Shut up.
Well, speaking of older things, this podcast is now older because it's an hour long, and we got to end it because I got to go pee.
It's not our fault you were drinking a Fuse.
Oh, yeah. These things are great, man. I love my tea. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Tune in next
Hey, everybody.
week. Provided there are no major holidays that prevent us from not having a podcast. And, yeah. Bye.
Bye.